Hello, this is Josh the Furnace Guy, and today I would like to talk to you about the Leatherman K4. The Leatherman K4 is part of the Leatherman Free series of knives. It uses magnets in its opening and closing mechanism, and it really does provide for a pretty smooth opening shut on both the knife and the tools. Starting with the tools, there are 4 besides the knife blade: a flat head slash box opener slash pry tool. It's really a pretty robust pry tool, and the box opener is sharp enough to shave pieces of wood. Really far beyond what would be required to cut a piece of tape. Notice it closes pretty smoothly there. Next is an awl. The awl is a tool that I normally would disregard on a pocket knife, but the Leatherman Free series has changed my mind on that. This tool will drill a hole in many materials far more easily and far more safely, I would add, than doing so with the tip of the knife. I was really impressed with how quick it went through a plastic bottle cap and how safe I felt doing that. I found that in a 2x4, that's about as deep as I can go, about ½ an inch, before I start to worry about the tip of the tool. But really, that's pretty impressive for just a little awl on a pocket knife. Again, closes very easily with one hand. Next, we have the Phillips screwdriver slash bottle opener. You'll notice it is a flat Phillips, although really I find it performs better than most of those I've seen. To show you, I have a 2½ inch number 8 coarse thread drywall screw driven into 2 pieces of 2x4, and this screws in here pretty good. It's taking a fair bit of torque to get it out, and I'm not having any real issue. No, except right there with the head of this screwdriver slipping out. And for a Phillips on a pocket knife, that's really quite good. I will say I've had this screwdriver for a few weeks now, and I have managed to put some small level of damage onto the tip, and I don't know if you'll be able to see that in the camera there, but it's really minor and it hasn't affected the function yet. I took that screw out the whole way, so you'll see that I was in fact using a 2½ inch wood screw. And even without pre-drilling, this screwdriver is capable of starting that screw down in, which is really better than I expected from that Phillips. I'm quite happy with that. Last of these tools is the scissors. I've noticed on mine that the spring does not open the scissors on deployment. Sometimes I have to work them a bit. Not there. There. To get that spring to engage. These scissors, I found their maximum limit is cutting a zip tie. They don't do it comfortably. It requires a bit of force, and this handle just is not comfortable with that level of force. But for some things like cutting a bandage off, or really anything close to skin where you just don't want to use a knife, these scissors will get the job done. And of course, they can cut paper if need be. Last, I'll talk about the knife blade itself. This knife blade is about 3½ inches. honestly, for most of my purposes, I'd be happy with about a 2.5, 2-inch blade. I've even considered cutting it down. I half wonder if the reason the knife blade is the length it is to accommodate the length of the handle. And it really couldn't be much shorter because of the length of those scissors. It'd be nice for me if Leatherman could figure out a way to get this down into a little bit shorter package. And if you want to say, well, grab the T2, because the T series is all the same tools but in a smaller package. The T series does not have this nice contoured handle, and I really think this is a better handle, better tool system than the T series. The cost reflects that, and really, if you look at the T series handle, it looks like somebody just cut a handle off of a Leatherman set of pliers, and that's not what I'm looking for in a carry tool. I want to talk a little bit about the lock system on this. I'll use the screwdriver so I'm a little bit safer here. You can see these notches here are actually what engages with the lock and with your thumb when you're opening it. And they come around through and catch with this piece of metal. And there's just absolutely no way that that's going anywhere. I would be curious to see how much force it actually requires to pop that lock, but I imagine you're going to be breaking metal before you manage to force that open. Really, it's a robust system, and I'm very happy with this lock. As to my final comments on this knife, of course the question is going to be, is it worth $100? Because that's about where these are retailing now. And honestly, if as long as it lasts me 4 or 5 years, I'm going to get $100 worth of use out of this tool. It's more than I would usually spend on a pocket knife, but it's made in the United States. It's got robust tools on it. Sorry about that. And it seems up to the task. I've been happy with it so far. Thank you. Have a good night.